I can't breathe. I can't breathe, Mama. That is the cry that over 6 billion people could face from the year 2022. Today is the 10th of June 2020. It's my birthday. Yesterday, I lost a member of a family, lost him to COVID-19. He stopped breathing because he had a knee on his neck over a long period of time. He died of asphyxiation. He died of being deprived of oxygen. He must have also called, like George Floyd called, I can't breathe, Mama. That is a high possibility. We can't breathe today. What is happening? I'm going to take us on a journey. From 2022, 5G will deprive us all from the very forms of life we need, which is water and oxygen. There will be a new disease, disease X. It will be called a new virus. We call it the radiation virus. It's going to rob us of oxygen and water, two of life's basic needs. Let me cut to the chase. Let me start with 4G and end this 8 minutes 46 seconds podcast with 5G. Now, the 4G network operates in the 1.2 gigahertz range and runs on the centimeter waves, which is like a microwave. Wi-Fi, on the other hand, runs in the 2.4 gigahertz broadcast frequency. Now, what is the connection between I can't breathe and 5G or 4G? Now, the current Wi-Fi operates in the 2.4 gigahertz frequency band, meaning that the electromagnetic wave oscillates 2.4 billion times a second. Now, listen to this, guys. The frequency of 2.4 gigahertz, which Wi-Fi operates in, just happens to be the exact same frequency at which water rotates. Now, why is this important? Why is this relevant? When water molecules in our bodies are hit with 2.4 gigahertz of frequencies, they start rotating on their axis, and they do that to line up with the charge oscillation in the field. This causes the water molecules to heat up, and when water heats up, that is a vibration, and that vibrates everything in our bodies, resulting in electromagnetic fields being generated. And guess what happens? Our BBB gets destroyed. Today we have so many chronic illnesses, including the COVID-19 pandemic, and these are largely due to non-ionizing, non-thermal radiation. I hear people say the coming 5G is non-ionizing, so it cannot affect us, it cannot hurt us. That is bull crap. Our body water molecules are being interfered with over an extended period of time. In some cases, it could take years before we start experiencing illnesses. This is what the 2.4 gigahertz frequency does to our bodies. Now, if we thought that was bad enough, now please wait on this. I want to take us on a journey to 5G. I call it the notorious BIG. 5G operates on a much higher frequency. It's called the millimeter wavelength frequency. This happens to be the weapons frequency. This is where we have the military active denial systems. So what does this mean? It just so happens by accident that the powers that be have chosen the weapons frequency for the new Y gig. They chose 60 gigahertz. That happens to be the exact same frequency with which the oxygen molecules begin rotating and absorbing. So is this coincidental, and why is this significant? Now, I'll put it in simple terms. Our body pulls oxygen out of the air, and it binds to a compound in our blood called the hemoglobin. And that in itself is an electromagnetic attraction to our body's ion molecules. When you hit oxygen molecules with 60 gigahertz frequencies, what you're actually doing is that you are affecting the spin properties. You affect the orbital properties of these electrons. and that affects our hemoglobin's chance to bind to oxygen. Guys, this is a very serious problem, because what happens when you're in a field of 60 gigahertz emissions on a daily basis? That is wherever you go, your home, your office, hotels, everywhere. Our bodies will not get the oxygen that it was created by God to carry to the cells. Now, I am no scientist. However, we know that the inner city oxygen content globally has dropped to as low as 15% today. We are way down on oxygen. We are oxygen deficient species. And here I am telling you that this new Y gig is going to make the human body far less able to process and bind with the little oxygen that we are able to take in. Yes, that is what I am saying. Yes, I am saying that we ought to take a closer look at the soon coming radiation virus. We can't breathe. Do we not all live in closed up rooms, or we live in a closed up house? And in most of the year, our lives are sedentary. And then during the winter months, we put on heaters. And a lot of heaters run on gas, which then burns methane. And that methane combustion in itself pulls more oxygen out of the atmosphere, and we have our windows closed. We live sedentary lifestyles. We are doing what we are doing actually is we are further increasing our oxygen deficiency. And with the combustion process of the heating system, it will deplete what we have already as low. As if that is not enough, now imagine complicating that with the new Y gig that's coming. Now, just for a moment, think of what the possibilities for inducing illnesses are. They are endless. There is a knee on our necks, and it is going to get worse with the 5G coming into play very soon. This is my 8 minutes 46-second pitch. Please, I will ask you guys to share this information with your loved ones. 5G is coming. Mark my words. We will not be able to breathe well if we are not prepared for 5G. Now, as long as I can breathe, I will use this platform to share the cry to save just one person. I have lost a close one yesterday. This is for you, Darlington. Now I can breathe. I have let this out. I have spoken from the core of my heart. 4G is what we have today. We can manage with that. It's messing up with our water molecules, but 5G is going to mess up with our oxygen molecules. We are going to be deficient in the intake of oxygen. Please, guys, subscribe to my channel, the GMA Speaks channel. Click on the subscription button, and we are here to stay. Let's start the fire. Let's get this ball rolling. Thank you very much, and God bless.